I am the Humble Seer.
Hello and welcome to the Humble Seer. So we're going to do a past, present, and future on Donald J. Trump. I've done a few videos on him. I just want to see what his future looks like. Okay, and so we're going to do the usual. We're going to pull a card on him as a young boy, his teen years, his 20s and 30s, his adult life, which is now, and his future. And then we'll pull a card on his mother, his father, and then lastly, his relationships, his love relationships with Melania and so on and so forth, Marla Maples. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the cards. All right, so this is him as a young boy. Okay, this is him in his teen years. This will be Donald Trump, 20s and 30s. Okay. This is his adult life, where he's at right now. And this is his future. And we'll pull cards after, for his mother, father, and love relationships. Okay, so this is him as a young boy. Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles, well, we know that, there's Donald Trump was not poor coming up. We know that. The Five of Cups, as it relates to him, is about poverty, sickness, disease, loss, lack of resources, and lack of love. And I'm going to hone in on that because I get that very strongly for him. And this is as a young boy. This is a little boy. So, when he was born until, he was 11, 12 years old. And I feel that there was a lot of strife or just issues with him and his father. His father just, he wasn't in the boy's life. The father was a provider and doing things, to provide for the son and all of that and the family, frankly. But he wasn't there emotionally. And so, but the mother was. It's what I get in general is that the parents just didn't give him what he needed, but mainly the father. There were problems there. And the sickness, I get that he was somewhat sickly as a little boy. Okay, let's move on. This card is his teen years. Okay, we have 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is stress, it's hard work, it's effort. Sacrifice for success. And that last part is what we're going to talk about because there was an expectation of the little Donald Trump, little Donald J. Trump. There were high expectations, not a lot of love, not a lot of caring, but expectations of being great and doing great things, even as a boy in his teen years. And there was a lot of responsibility hoisted upon this young boy. Not like he had to provide, he had to get out there and work. No, of course not. But just he was saddled with a lot as a young boy. I mean, he just, almost like he had to be a man of the house. Not the man, because the father was the man. But Donald Jr. had to step up to the plate when the father wasn't around, when the father wasn't doing what was necessary, right? For the family, for the emotional. I mean, this is a teen boy. But he, had to step in where his father was devoid of things and just wasn't giving properly. Okay, this is him in his 20s and 30s. And now we're looking at the world. And the world is desirable outcomes. And we're going to leave it there, really, because Donald is coming into his own. He is figuring things out, learning how to, you know, what I'm hearing is be a better businessman than his father. He didn't necessarily respect his father for all sorts of reasons. His father wasn't always doing things above board in terms of business. And Donald said, I'm not going to follow in my father's footsteps. But he has the world now in his 20s and 30s. The world is opening up to him. Life is good and he's enjoying, where he's at in his 20s and 30s. And I will say even beyond, beyond 20s and 30s, this would be 40s. And, he's just in a good place and he's making decisions and win some, lose some is what I'm hearing. But the ride was wild is what I get. Okay, this is his adult life. So this is him now. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Now that's quite interesting because the Knight is nowhere near the King. The Knight is, they're persistent, they're patient, they're hardworking, they're responsible, they're slow moving, and they're reliable. So his adult life, it's the Knight. And what I get there is money. I mean, it's not what it once was, but he's still, he's still strong and he's nowhere near impoverished. But the Knight of Pentacles, again, is about persistence, patience. And, he's in what I'm getting very trying times right now. And that's going to be, where he's going to be for a while. Okay. This is his future. My gosh. Okay. Now, if you watch enough of my readings, you'll know that this is my celebrity card. 9 and 10 of Swords. This is his future. 10 of Swords, ruin, the end, emptiness, destruction, treachery, loneliness, imprisonment. I'm not saying that he's going to be in prison because I don't see that, but this is his future. This is what his future holds. Now, this is a person that's almost 80 years old. So, it's just a lot of, this is his future is the 10 of Swords. There's just no getting around that. It's troublesome. Again, the 10 of Swords is just some of what the 10 of Swords represents is ruin, the end, emptiness, destruction, treachery, loneliness, imprisonment. And I did a reading on Donald Trump's indictments. I did a reading on who the next president will be. It's one that you should watch. And I did a reading on Joe Biden wears Depends diapers, and I talk about Donald Trump in that one as well. And I did a reading on Donald Trump and Melania and their relationship. And what's interesting and what I got a couple of days ago, and I think it's important to talk about it here, is I got the children will be left penniless. And that is a message that I got. That the children being his children, Eric and I think Tiffany and Dawn Jr. and Ivanka will be left penniless. I don't know what that means unless it just means literally they will be left penniless. I don't know. Okay, so let's now pull a card on mother, father, and relationships. And I'll pull a bonus card on the relationship with Melania and what that looks like going forward. And I'll also do the children. Okay, so let's start with the mother. Okay, the father and his love relationships. Okay. All right, so the mother is the King of Cups. So the mother, as it relates to her relationship with her son, Donald J. Trump, is the King of Cups. It's emotionally mature, passionate, devoted, and intuitive. So in her own way, she represents that to her son, and really in her mind more than anything, because she had a lot to deal with her husband, because he was not faithful. He, had multiple affairs and women. I mean, he was that, like, you could consider a working class person. He would go out and have drinks at the bar, just different things that she didn't think was becoming of a man of his, what she felt, stature. Okay, this is the father, Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups, as it relates to the Three of Cups, is about celebration. The Three of Cups is celebrations. It's baptisms, weddings, marriages, engagements, favorable circumstances. This is Donald Trump and his father. Now, it's interesting, because I get that the father did enjoy throwing up cups and drinking, and these people are celebrating and really partying and having a good time. And it just is a continuation of what I was saying about his father in general. Just the father wasn't there. He was celebrating, but not with his family. There's three people here. That would be Donald Trump's father and two other people that wouldn't be his wife or. All right, this is Donald Trump's relationships, his marriages and relationships with women. The Fool. Isn't that interesting? And the Fool is about new beginnings, taking a risk and not knowing what to expect, addiction, fun, spontaneous. Those are his relationships. Or they were. He's far more settled. But, he was a fool. And we all know, he had a thing for women. I mean, still does, but only in his mind now, right? But, yeah. Okay, so let's now, let's see. Let's pull a card on his relationship with Melania, and then the relationship with his children as the future, okay? So the future with Melania, well, that's the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is exciting times. Okay, now it's interesting because that's what I'm going to hone in on. And the exciting times is not, exciting can be good, and it can be, there's just excitement around you. And that's what I see. It's not positive excitement, though. It's exciting times. But it's not like, the times will be interesting. There will be a lot going on around them, around her. Okay, this is the children. And it's the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is sadness, tears, separation, loss, death, loneliness, inheritance. This is as it relates to his children. And remember, I talked about him and them being penniless. I don't know. I don't know any more than that, but it's definitely interesting. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for stopping by the Humble Seer. Do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, leave a comment below. And if you like what I do, buy me a coffee in the description box below. And until next time, as always, you take good care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.